All right, guys, we should be live. Let us know when you can hear us. Again, if your page hasn't started loading, hit the refresh button. As I am still getting offline, so please let us know. Oh, there it goes. Live. Sulizam starting. Oh, they're showing the Battlefield Hardline commercial on my end. That game looks awesome, by the way. And we're actually going to stream that on the community channel after the Play and Learn, and I got hooked up with a full game code. So when you're on the community channel tonight, I am going to ask some random question about Battlefield Hardline, and the winner is going to get a full game code.
Nice.
And that's going to be on our community channel.
Are you going to jump on the community channel and own everybody with your mad Battlefield skills?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Awesome.
I'm gonna do my copper impersonations too. They got the 40 coppers though, right? Nobody got away with it too, eh? Coppers. My impersonations are so bad. All right, can you guys hear us? Let us know when you can hear us, and we will get this Play and Learn started. We're still having failed to load issues on our end. But if you guys can see it, we'll go ahead and get started. You said you can see it, Bleed?
It says loading video, but live in the top right.
Yeah, that's what we have.
That's what we're getting to.
Come on, Twitch.
Brando says we can see.
We can hear you. Woot.
Bye says just Blue Niner standing by. We can hear you. Nice, Vegas. All good. All right, I guess we're just having trouble on our end. Just keep hitting refresh if you're having trouble on your end. Hopefully that it'll get going. First off, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. We were wearing our Xbox green, which also keeps us from getting pinched.
Right.
I guess just only today. And then super shout out, happy birthday to Meow Bert Senpai. I think he is 274 years old today, but I'm going by cat years. So welcome everyone. Thank you to have you back on our Play and Learn. Today we are going to be doing Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. Welcome back, Rob. It's been a while, but we got Rob back on the sticks, which means we are going to be doing a death counter. We'll just track it in here. We got Bleed as always co-hosting, and then myself, New Mutants. So we got a small team today, and giving away the racks, we actually have Clarissa back. She is filling in for Nathan. So welcome, Clarissa. And today's racks are actually going to be two $25 gift cards, a $15 gift card, and then we've got 3 12 months of gold to give away for our random acts of kindness today. So yeah, I actually haven't played Final Fantasy since college, and I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. Cool story, me and my roommate actually missed a week of classes because of Final Fantasy, and we got hooked so much in the story. So Rob's our resident expert here. He's going to answer all the questions. But for all our viewers, share your tips and tricks. If you see questions in the chat, feel free to answer them, and definitely bring the questions because Rob says that he knows this game pretty well, and he feels confident he can hopefully answer most of the questions. We're going to kind of do it like Ori a little bit. We're going to start from the beginning. We're going to talk about the story. We're going to show you the tutorial. That way, when you're talking to your customers, you can explain the game to them. And we're going to kind of just go from the beginning and just work our way up for the next hour and a half. And hopefully give you guys a great look at the game and decide what you guys think about it. So, take it away, Rob.
Awesome. Cool. Well, first off, good to be back with everybody. This is Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. This is the first entry in the Final Fantasy series on the new generation Xbox One console. This game, just a little bit of backstory, was, as I get a new game started here, was originally a handheld exclusive over in Japan that launched in 2011. Never came stateside, and this is our first opportunity over here in the United States to get a look at this title, which many consider to be pretty close to perfect in terms of mechanics.
The path was not chosen.
They chose
So we might not talk a lot
Yes.
during the cutscenes
Not knowing
to kind of give the story, but if you have a great
having
question, we'll
never
definitely
learned
answer
the
it.
fear of confronting it.
And there's 10 characters you can play with during this game, is that right?
Class 0, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But just a quick warning to everybody out there, most people are used to pretty tame Final Fantasies. This is probably the bloodiest Final Fantasy I have ever played, so prepare yourselves.
So good call out for the old parents when they come in and they've got kids and they're used to the Final Fantasies they've played. Hey, what's up, Reginald? Nice to have you back. And everyone, congratulate Bruce. He actually just got promoted to IT, but hopefully he will be back. But congratulations, Bruce. That's really awesome to hear.
Congrats.
Is everyone?
Evening, Fanport. So what's going on right now in this scene?
Yeah, so at this point, what we're seeing here is
No,
a pretty intense war that's broken out. In the world of Orencia, you have 4 dominant empires that exist, and each one has a different landmark behind it in terms of what they're known for. This specific kingdom here that's being invaded, as you see the fierce chocobos there, is being invaded by one of their neighbors, who came in and did a stealth attack on this nation. And the country that came in to invade actually cut off access to the crystal, which this country's magic users use to be able to cast magic and summon eidolons and all sorts of things like that. So when they cut off access to the crystal, it basically made the entire kingdom vulnerable to slaughter, essentially. So what you're seeing here is the guys in the red. Those are the soldiers for the country that's being invaded. And it's a really cool narrative too about traditional armies against magic users. Kind of gives you a cool little divide there. So
kind of like what was it? I can't. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. But where you had the elves, and then you had the dwarfs.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
is that what you're
like
trying to
Lord
say?
of the Rings. Kind of like that. You kind of got your branches of certain types of species or origins.
No, it's more human based, but definitely like magic users versus people who might not know how to use magic. So
what happened to this guy? Did he just like survive a battle and kind of?
Absolutely.
That's how I ride horses, even if I'm in good health.
Yeah.
I just fall right off them. Hey, what's up, Swizzle44? Welcome. Don't forget, guys, ask all your questions. Rob is our resident expert on Final Fantasy. He's more than happy to answer them. But right now, we just opened up. I guess this is the prologue into what's going on for the story. And you don't have to have played the other Final Fantasies to get into this game and story, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So Final Fantasy Type 0 is a standalone title. You guys will notice the timestamps in the upper right-hand corner of the video. As we come through our cutscenes, it is actually showing time that's elapsing as we go through. Some cool little backstory here is Final Fantasy Type 0 HD was originally intended to be a part of the compilation of Final Fantasy 13. It was originally called Final Fantasy Agito 13, and it was a handheld title that released on the PSP in 2011. In addition to this, we also had other titles like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy Versus 13, which some of you might know went on to become Final Fantasy 15 and dropped the 13 name on it. So being familiar with the 13 universe in terms of like how the crystals work, it was supposed to be loosely connected to 13 back when they were doing it that way. So you'll definitely hear some recurring themes and names in this that you might have seen if you played Final Fantasy 13.
Okay, cool.
It's too late.
Does this game feature summons as in traditional Final Fantasy games? That's a great question from T White.
So yeah, there are summons. They are in this game. You'll have a lot of summons that are pretty classic. That'll be throwback that you probably will love. Fans of the series will have their own favorites in there. But being that the battle system in this game is definitely not traditional Final Fantasy, it's a lot more fast-paced and strategy-driven.
Okay.
When you do get summons, and hopefully we'll get to that during our stream today because it's pretty early, you'll be able to see that you actually take over the role of the summon as opposed to having it as a spell. It's actually a playable character when you bring it to the field.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
And let us know the sound. Can you guys hear the character speaking okay? We can always go into settings and adjust it. We lowered down the scenes and the music a little bit, but if it's too low, definitely let us know.
Rob, would you say this is a high action RPG?
I would definitely say it's definitely more combat driven. It's the combat scenes and things are a lot more on your toes. It does take place in real time, so it's not like your traditional RPGs where you have like a wait counter that you have to wait for things to expire, and there's certain turns to the way things work. So definitely a higher action RPG than most Final Fantasies you're used to.
Hey, Paw Creek, yeah, we'll definitely get to some of the fighting to be able to show what the fight system looks like.
Stay strong.
But he was asking, is it similar to Kingdom Hearts?
It feels, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Kingdom Hearts Crisis Core would be another good example of that, where you select an ability and it
Would have liked
happens.
to see you again.
Definitely has a Kingdom Hearts feel to it. Yeah.
So Raiden says, yeah, that the game volume seems a bit quiet. So once we get out of this cutscene and get into the action, we'll just pop that up a little bit.
With me. No.
Good
I know
question
this.
from FamiCorps too. Can you slow the pace of the combat, sort of like Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yeah, it's a good question. Based on what I've played and what I've kind of navigated around and checked stuff out, there's no way to change the combat system in terms of how it plays. So you kind of get what you get in terms of this one. So unlike Dragon Age, where you can kind of zoom out and slow down and freeze combat, that would not be the case for this.
So what's going on right now? Is that guy, is he dying on us?
He did die on us.
Oh, he did die.
He did, unfortunately. So yeah, so what you're seeing here too, just to kind of get out in front of it during this cutscene. So your guys in red, these are part of your main characters of Final Fantasy Type 0. They're known as Class 0. These guys are
Go say
awesome because
goodbye,
they all
Ace.
have their own individual
all
abilities
right.
and their own individual weapons. They're kind of like 10 different classes almost in terms of how they handle. Each character has its own progression path when it comes to learning new abilities and equipping items. So anyone who loves to customize their characters and really like mess around with different kinds of combinations, this character system is for you.
Now, is it set up like Mega Man where you got to jump around to different characters to be able to beat the whole game, or could you beat the whole game
With just
with
three.
just yeah?
You could beat the whole game with just 3. Yeah, so it's up to you to evenly level people. What's kind of nice about this game, though, is it has ways for you to earn experience points for other members that you're not actively using. So you can go and switch them all out and go on different quests and things with them outside of the main story. And you can also redo story missions to pick up that lost experience that you want to bring someone else level with your main party.
And quick note, this is a single player campaign.
It is. Yep.
And Zombie Kitty wants to know, are there scholars involved? And I think alluding to the cadets, right?
I believe that's what they're asking. Yes. So yeah, the 3 people, like we mentioned, they are part of Class 0. So those are the cadets from the school that we will see here soon. Very reminiscent of Siege from Final Fantasy VIII, for anyone that might have played that back in the day.
Yeah, Danish. Bye. Twitch is acting up. It's still going good for us right now. But there's been some issues with Twitch of recent. I just recommend keep hitting refresh. If you could even hear that if your Twitch messed up.
And Archery asked, does each character have their own combat system for their abilities?
So they have different buttons that are mapped to different abilities, but they try to keep it pretty consistent across different characters. You'll notice once we get into a battle here that the X button usually does the same thing, the B button's usually the same thing, so they might do different things, but the context is the same. So not completely new battle systems for each character.
All right, cool. Here we go. Let's be well. Might have been nice to view the tutorial during.
So that all the tutorial is. So we're gonna go through the same combat. It's just little pop-ups to say this is how you do this. This is how you do
Okay.
this. I can explain.
You'll
this
just talk to it. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Respond.
So that's good to know that
Zero.
someone new to Final Fantasy franchise, but they want to check it out and give it a chance. There is a tutorial for them to learn
Ready to be
from.
onto the warrior.
There is, absolutely, and it'll walk you through step by step on the characters and things.
I am
All right, so we have this.
I'll
This is
be ready to
a
go.
third-person game, so you can rotate the camera with the right stick on your controller and check stuff out. You'll notice that all the textures and everything in this game have been up-resed from the portable version to be compatible with next-gen consoles. The upper right-hand corner features a mini-map, which always has a objective marker on it. So as you'll see, there's no transition here in the main missions between combat. So you'll see I just walked into an area and I just immediately start fighting. Using your right bumper, you can actually target onto people.
Help me, please!
So as you can see on the bottom right-hand corner there, I have a bunch of different abilities. Playing cards, cut cards, blizzard, and wall. Those are different abilities that are equipped to Ace, who's the character that I'm currently controlling. It's kind of great because at any given time, his ability, he carries a deck of cards with him, right?
Okay, Gambit, I like that.
So you can tap the A button to pull a card onto the deck that has a random effect. So when I tap A, you'll notice it'll say under the X command there what kind of card I just drew. So I just pulled an HP charge, so that means it'll heal my character when I pull it.
Now,
You'll
do
also have
you know what card you're pulling, or is it random?
it is random out of your deck of cards.
That's awesome. I love this actually style of fighting in Final Fantasy. Though, really cool.
So you can hold the right bumper, it'll lock onto a target. At any given time, if you want to switch targets on the fly, you can either use your camera to redirect the target like this, or you can use your triggers to actually reassign them on the fly. It's also a game of timing, so you'll notice that the blue boxes on the screen are normal targets, and if my character hits these guys, and you see those yellow or red marks show up on the characters, it either stuns them or instantly kills them, depending on the color. So yellow is stunned, red is instantly killed. So you can see that I just landed some cards into this guy when he turned red.
So, Zombie asks, do you start off at level 6? Which you used my gamer tag, right? And I had never played. So.
Yeah, so this is a brand new game, so your characters do not start at level 1. Because they do have some combat experience already and they do know a good amount of skills, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a head start, which in my opinion makes the combat a little bit more fun.
I can already tell Ace would be my favorite character.
Yeah, he's a great ranged combat, so I've just been using his main attack, so I can run up to this guy and hold down the Y button and cast Blizzard on the fly.
It looks like the AI controls your other members in your group.
They do, yeah. But what's also cool about it is, let's say that I'm playing as Ace right now, and I decide that one of my other characters is better suited for what I'm trying to do here. I can tap left and right on the D-pad to seamlessly switch between the
Nice.
characters.
So a little bit like Dragon Age Inquisition.
Absolutely. So I can, this guy that I just switched to is a Lancer job class, so he uses a giant spear, and he can jump around to get increased attack points and things like that. And he's really great for melee / mid-range.
Now, is that how you earn XP points? Do you need to be using that character, or does the AI pick up XP for you?
AI will also pick up XP, so anybody in an active party will be with you. The combat system is also kind of cool. So for the first mission of the game here, we have what's called re-raise, which means that even if your characters get knocked out, they will come back to life automatically. That's exclusive to the first mission. After that, once your characters get knocked out, you can actually set up a reserve. So the characters of class 0, as you can see right now, I'm just trying to avoid this guy because that's part of the mission here. The class 0 itself consists of 10 different characters. All 10 are playable in this game and all have different abilities and weapons. You can set them up to be reserved, so even though they're not your active 3 that you're using on the battlefield, if for example Ace were to pass out during battle and not be usable, I could press up on my D-pad and it'll fill in one of my characters from the reserves that I've set up on the fly to get a full party at 3 again.
Right.
If you run out of reserves, it's game over. So
once you,
if
so basically at once all 10 members of
He just ran away.
Zero
or
are out.
yes, or however many
what
people
was
you
that?
choose to bring on a mission with you, you don't have to choose to bring all 10 with you. You can
Now,
choose
why
to leave
wouldn't you
some
choose
behind.
to bring all 10?
There's some challenges and things that give you more items and rare items
And achievements and stuff like
yep,
that? Gamer score
absolutely.
achievements?
hmm Yeah, I just got an achievement last night for only taking 3 people on a mission and coming out of it.
And
without any
then,
deaths.
say all your members of Zero pass out.
Mhm.
Where do you start? Do you have to restart the whole mission over from the beginning?
So you go back to the most recent save crystal.
Okay.
And you'll also notice too around the levels you see these blue points here. These are refresh points. If you step over them, it replenishes your HP and your MP as well.
Nice. Someone asked, how many cards do you get with Ace? Is it just always unlimited?
So I haven't gotten
just
too
random?
far with Ace. There are a handful of different ones. So we have like burst, short stop, long stop. Let me keep drawing here. Looks like you can only use so many at one point. I think I've seen, just off the top of my head, I've seen about I want to say about 10 different variations with his main deck. But you can also go into the shop and buy different decks of cards for him, which have different effects. So
That's awesome.
pretty cool,
It reminds me when I used to play Magic the Gathering.
right?
Hey, good question from Raiden as well. So, do you automatically loot fallen enemies, or do you have to hit a button to do that?
Yeah, so fallen enemies, a lot of times you can actually harvest them for MP, HP, or other items. So to do that, here I'll show you. We can actually this guy, so you can see some gameplay.
We've spotted the
Lock
enemy
on.
unit.
So notice that I just
Preparing to
killed that
engage.
guy. After he's gone, you hold down
Get
right
in
bumper. You'll
position.
see he'll raise up, and he'll have some red aura coming out
Prepare
of
for
him.
la-
Tap your attack button, and you'll actually
Hey there.
harvest him. And
What
you
is it?
collect Phantoma as well as magic points for doing that.
And what is that? What would that
What
allow
about
you to
you?
do?
So I believe Phantoma is a crafting element that you use in creating new spells and things back at the academy.
Same here.
And then magic points
What's
are
your
used towards your
status?
spell casting. Some enemies, I've been told, also drop rare items if you do that way too.
8?
So Zombie's got a question about when you're like, let's say for example, level 20 and you're fighting an enemy that's a level 22. Is it difficult to kill the level 22? Is it kind of like a Borderlands where they force you back and you need to be at least the same level? Or is this a game where you can still have a easy chance at taking them out? Where's like that delta? Where's that gap where it becomes, okay, I need to go get a higher level before I attempt this stage?
I think it really depends on your characters and what kind of abilities you're trying to use. For example, if you have a character who's really good at dodging stuff around and you have a 3-party group set up to be that way, obviously the higher level you go, the more HP that a boss or a monster or a fighter is going to have. So if you have the strategy to be able to not be hit and move around and just chink at his armor all the time, you could theoretically fight him. But when it comes to RPGs, especially like this, you want to be as close to the level as you're fighting.
Okay.
To not be difficult. So.
Airship squadrons had not.
Hey, and T White had a great question. Is there a skill or ability tree that you upgrade as you level up?
Yes. Yep, and we'll show that off here pretty soon. Actually, that's one of the early things you get to do.
Awesome.
Their most powerful weapon, magic. Rubrum's ground forces suffered severe casualties and were unable to reach their objective.
Hey, what's up, Ghost JR and Misty Rec Zero? Welcome, guys.
And Rob, Leslie the Queen wants to know, do you speak Japanese?
Class 0.
Very limited. Not enough to
This
play
is
a game in
Intel.
Japanese. Though.
We've located part of the jamming device that's affecting Rubrum.
All I know is Konnichiwa Kominachi, which I believe
It's
is hello
inside the
friend.
Militech
I hope it's hello
flagship
friend.
in the airship docking bay.
I hope so.
Head
Too.
there immediately.
So here is, like I said, here's the refill points you can go through. So here's your save crystals. They're indicated by a little blue menu above them as well. You get a cool little save menu you can pop in. Go in and save your progress, which we can do. The question about the ability trees, right? So if you go in under promotion, this is where you go to level up your characters. Whenever characters complete missions and they level up themselves, they get ability points, which you can spend on individual abilities in the menu here under promotions. So if I go to Ace, I'll find that since we didn't start at level 1, we do have 7 ability points that I can use. So on these, I can go down here. The check marks are skills that I've already equipped or already learned, and the ones that have costs on them are ones that I can upgrade. So pretty self-explanatory here. I can just spend out of my AP bank to get new stuff. Your description's along the bottom, and you can see over on the right-hand side under commands which 2 abilities I currently have equipped. So for this one, I can see performs a finishing move after normal attacks. So I can go ahead and learn that. Now, some abilities are passive, meaning that they just kind of exist in the background. That you don't have to have them equipped. So that kind of an ability is a good example as to how that happens. And once you learn it, you can look down at the bottom where it says perform a charged attack with left stick down plus X.
What denotes passive from active? That little arrow?
So, yes. Yeah, so, and that's a really good question too. It's kind of self-explanatory when you look at the message where it says, like, you know, dodge even during other actions. That's a passive thing. You can kind of tell too because when we go to the actual equipment screen under armament, so we can go to Ace. I can go down to commands. You can actually see which abilities that he learned that are not passive by looking right here too.
Okay.
I wish they had a really quick way to look at something and know
yeah,
if it's passive or
yeah.
not.
Diablo 3 did a great job of that.
They did, yeah. So this one, they don't have a very upfront system to tell you like, oh, well, this just happens, and then this one you have to equip. It's something you just have to kind of go in under armament and mess around with and see if it's there. But yeah, different accessories and stuff are also available to be equipped through this screen, straight through the save crystal. We can also pop over to reserves. Later on in the game, you'll also have a list of all the classmates that you decided to take on the mission with you that you can quickly go and swap out your active party through the active squad here. So you'll see that my 3 main guys are all I have to choose from. Later on, if I bring 8 people with me, I can figure out the order of classmates if I want to. You can also change the difficulty later on too, if you decide it's too hard or too easy. So.
Hey, what's up, Nemesis? Welcome. I'm trying to see if Nemesis is gonna get a tattoo every character of every play and learn we do. I think he's up to like 50%, which is awesome. He's always sends pictures through Twitter when he gets them. Yeah, Misty Reach, I think 3 is the maximum party. Is that correct?
It is. Yes, maximum party is 3.
I think you know this already, but you're free to suppress any resistance.
And Mystery asked, since this was like developed for a handheld, what's the second analog stick used for in the new control scheme on the next gen?
Yes, it's your direct camera control. So as I'm panning my camera around, I'm actually using the right stick for that.
Emissary. I have trouble talking on St. Patrick's Day because I'm only half Irish. Multiplayer or co-op is not here. This is a single player campaign in Final Fantasy Type 0. So I want to see that new finishing move you just equipped.
What now?
The special ability, the finishing move.
Oh yeah, that's part of his. So instead of just having like a 3-step throw, he has an extra one that comes on.
And is that my first gamer score achievement points?
It is.
I always have people just play on my gamer tag now to rack those up.
Leave it to me. Time to sit out.
Hey Rob, is there a finishing move at all that you get, like as far as a critical hit type thing?
Yeah, so when the reticle on your target shows up red, if you time it right, it actually is like a critical hit that drops them with 1 hit.
Imperial troops are descending.
Other abilities, I haven't gotten far enough to know if there's like a special. I mean, there's special abilities you can use, like with the Lancer I just showed off, he has a jump ability that lets you go and deal extra damage. It takes a little bit longer to charge up.
Yeah, Leslie the Queen, I love the music as well. This is back-to-back, great music soundtrack. We had Ori last week, which is just amazing, and this one just as amazing. Good call out.
And I read that Square Enix developed this game to be like a multi-playthrough type game, where you don't really capture everything in the game with just one playthrough. Is that true?
Absolutely. So this game is set up in such a way that there's so much stuff to do, and we'll get to it here in a moment, but the way that you kind of go through this game when you're not on story-driven missions is you actually have I don't want to call it a timer because it's not like a timer that counts down, but basically you have a bank of available actions that you can do when you're not on a mission. You have to choose wisely based on how you want to spend your time. So there's certain things and stuff that'll take more than one playthrough for you to go through and really see and do everything.
Yo, Crystal cannot protect you. That was like spot on. That dupe will be for 12 months live gold. Clarissa, take it away.
Sit out.
I got this. What?
Yeah, Ace is my favorite character.
They came.
Again, probably because Gambit's my favorite superhero, while Deadpool's my favorite villain. I don't know if you can call Deadpool a villain, or is he just more a mercenary?
Invaders on the main deck. Shoot them on sight.
Someone said they should make a Stan Lee DLC to Final Fantasy. It'd be kind of cool. Marvel. Stan Lee was the creator of Marvel. Dude, Rob is zoned in on this fight right now. You should see him right here. He is locked and loaded. Alright, he's cool. And congrats T White 7481. Check the Twitch inbox because that's where Clarissa will be sending your 12-month live digital code. Oh, True Bulls, he is kind of like an anti-hero.
Oh yeah, another thing worth bringing up. So, in this game, since it is an action RPG, you actually can heal by not moving, right? So if you're running low on HP, you can actually stand still in a safe area, and you'll slowly recover hit points as you stand there. If you use the left bumper to put your weapon away, you actually increase the rate at which you heal, but it also opens you up to taking way more weapon damage if an enemy catches you off guard.
Nice. Awesome.
And Zombie Kitty asks, do you get XP for breaking like items within the map, like the barricades that you just did?
Just beyond there.
That's a really good question. I'm not entirely sure on that one. I don't believe so, because I've never seen it's kind of hard to tell, because in this game it doesn't really give you an XP per item or per enemy to defeat. It's kind of all grouped in as a mission report at the end. That's a really good question. I'm not sure on that one. It does take damage though, like a real enemy. Like, I had to beat on a barricade for a while last night when I was trying to get through to these auto turrets. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do. So another tip too for you guys who like to use magic, the magic buttons on this, for example for Ace, we have Blizzard.
Close the barrier.
The longer that you go and hold down that magic button, the more it charges up, and the more powerful the attack is once you let it loose.
It's my turn.
So Beta Chris asked, do the red capes serve as anything besides just to look cool? I know you said it identifies Type 0 members, Zero agents.
It does, yeah. So it's
The magicite to destroy it.
it is definitely it signifies that you're a member of Class 0. Yeah. So no gameplay element that I've seen so far.
I like that they're surrendering, but they're not letting go of their guns.
Yeah.
They hold them above their head. We surrender, but we're not giving up our guns.
I've been playing too much Battlefield Hardline. I want to go up behind them and handcuff them.
Damn! Pull back!
I'm excited to play that game as well.
So Rob, is this a totally open world game?
So there is an
Good
overmap.
work. Now
This
get
is
out of
the
there
first
before the ship crashes.
solo PvP.
Leave it to me.
So I hesitate to use the term open world because open world nowadays means that you can literally go anywhere and do anything without any load screens, etc. So more like Elder Scrolls. This is definitely more of like a sectioned off map world. I would compare it more to like kind of like a Final Fantasy VII, I guess, where you have an overworld where you can kind of go out to this this map and run around, and you're this tiny little dude in this big world with a little larger. You just run up and physically walk into the town that loads into the actual town. So people who play Final Fantasy VII will know what I'm talking about. So it controls more like that. It's there's certain areas, certain regions that are meant to be explored, but you can't necessarily get to everything that you can see. So I don't know what you call that. Closed world? Closed world RPG.
Yeah. Maybe we can coin the name right now.
It's kind of like how Borderlands was, though. Like, I mean, it had that open world feel, but there was still like different sections, like you said.
Yeah, I'm okay. But Machina, the crystal.
Yeah, I saw. It looks like its power is returning.
Come on, Machina.
All right.
Magic has been restored in some areas. Anyone who can still fight, gather in front of the facility.
Alright, so now it just got real because my life armor is shattered, so if I die for real this time. And now you guys get to see, in person, your very first summon. So this was part of the story, so Bahamut is actually here. He was laying waste to crazy amounts of airships during the initial siege. I can't even look up and look at him because he's so dumb.
We believe it's a new type
when they
of
took the power of the
armor
crystal
with
away,
an
though,
onboard
that also
jammer.
limited their use
Find
of
it.
Eidolons as well. So now that he's back in action, we can
Once you
start
find the
wrecking
target.
people.
Hey, Reginald, we're hoping to show the
Do
demo
whatever it takes.
today if we have enough time for FF15. And that comes when you get it digitally, right? You get hooked up with that demo?
And it's a very,
Understood.
very, 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 very limited time. You have to get it. They originally said on release day, so today you would have to get it. I know Xbox Marketplace on Xbox One typically keeps their digital day one stuff around a little bit longer, but it was a pre-order exclusive outside of digital to get that. So you won't be able to buy it. You won't be able to get it anywhere else. Like, you have to get Type 0 at launch to play that demo. And from what I hear, it's gorgeous.
Sir, Vessel 6 has been confirmed destroyed.
Looks like we have an anomaly on our hands. What about the 401st and 903rd?
I can't reach either company, sir.
Keep trying.
Sir,
That is right. Your crystal cannot protect you from another rack. And we're going to make that a $15 gift card.
161st.
Xbox gift card. Clarissa, take it away.
Corporal Boz of 161st.
So, you are certain you saw the enemy using magic?
Yes, sir.
Hey Rob,
My
Nemesis
understanding
asked
is that
if
after
you go to an
witnessing this,
area
you fled from the battle.
and enemies are
The
higher
enemy
level
was
than you,
annihilated.
can you
Is
still
that
defeat them, or
correct?
do you have to return later when you have the ability to do
It
that?
was my duty
Yeah,
to
so that kind of
report-
goes back to that
Tessie
that
Army,
topic we were talking
we
about
do not
earlier,
tolerate
where is it
soldiers
kind of like
who flee
Borderlands,
from
where
fear.
higher level enemies kind of act as a wall.
161st Company
This
was
game
wiped
behaves
out
very
by
similar to
Dominion
pretty much every other RPG out there, where if you're severely under leveled, you're probably not going to be able to get past the monsters without some luck. So you're going to want to be as close to the levels of the monsters that you're fighting to have the best chance.
Keep the Vermilion Bird Crystal.
Depending on how you have your party spec'd out, you might be able to get by and take down some of those tougher guys without doing it. But in my experience, especially when it comes to Final Fantasy games, you want to stay on par, if not better, than the level of the enemies that are showing up in the world. Because it's only a matter of time before you show up to a boss that you're 10 levels behind, and you get into that unfortunate area where you can't go back and grind. I think we've all had it happen to us. Disc 3 of Final Fantasy VIII comes to mind.
This really sucks.
And those of you guys who have played Final Fantasy XIII probably recognize the name Lassie, also known as a servant to the crystal.
Ooh.
We
Yeah, I
join
just
with
got
the
wrecked.
survivors. Our goal
When do
is
your
to
other
occupy the building.
team members start becoming available to you?
After this mission, so this is our introductory mission to Class 0. After this, we get to go back to the Academy, and you have access to all 10 Class 0 members. One of my favorites so far has actually been one of the girls of the class that has white hair. She uses a scythe, and it's pretty crazy the amount of damage she can put out.
That's radical.
Hey Rob, I got a question. What is a chocobo?
What is a chocobo? Oh man. I feel like that's just been in my vocabulary for so long that it's one of those things that you're just like, how do I explain it? Is it a horse with yellow feathers? Like,
Yeah.
how do I?
It's the creature that you saw
It
the
is.
original character get
Yes.
knocked off on.
So a chocobo is a bird. I hesitate to say bright yellow because there are many varieties that do very different things. A chicken horse is a really great way to put it. So chocobos are a mode of transportation in the Final Fantasy universe. You can also breed them. People that played Final Fantasy VII will have fond memories of breeding different kinds of chocobos together to get different colored chocobos.
That's awesome.
Some can fly, others can,
Is there a chocobo racetrack that you can go to? And
not that I've seen, but you can breed them so that you can use them in the overmap and actually use them in battle as well, which is pretty new for Final Fantasy to be able to do that.
Can you breed them for the racetrack and make bets on them and stuff?
I'm waiting to see if there's a racetrack. So far, there's just a tiny little circuit you can race around, but there's no sanctioned races yet. So
Yeah.
Here's hoping, because chocobo racing took up way more of my summers playing 7 than I care to admit.
Let's end this
That's
right
awesome.
And don't forget, Knights of the Round, you needed a black chocobo to get to.
now then.
So.
So they're introducing all the new characters.
Yep. So you're seeing. So basically, what just happened here is we had our two protagonists that were kind of out doing their own thing, walked into this arena, and we're coming across one of the Ulysses that's here with a magical device, reinforced by the invading army. So our 3 primary characters from Class 0 on this specific mission have come by to save the 2 people in trouble. So what you're seeing here is our first glimpse of an Eidolon in combat. So prepare yourselves for awesome gameplay of Odin.
I'm prepared. I'm ready. I love the looks of all the villains and enemies and stuff that they put into this game.
They summoned here?
Hey, Bye From My City had a good question. Is this the type of game that you would have DLC for, like different chocobo skins?
You know, it's you could technically do that, but thankfully they have not opened up the DLC wagon to show off skins and things like that. So far no. Cool. So here we go. So we are actually controlling Odin himself on his horse. You guys will notice his infamous ability, Zantetsuken, which is his ability to behead all of his enemies. It works a lot like magic, where the longer I hold down the A button, it actually charges, and you can see the chance of total destruction indicated by the purple numbers and letters that come up. So I'm gonna come over here. I don't think the bosses are one shot. Oh, they are one shot. Awesome. So you can also see that Odin, for the terms of the mission, was a level 99. Summons in this game, some of them come with a little bit of a drawback. In the Final Fantasy Type 0 universe, those of you who played Final Fantasy X know that summoning is a little bit more complex than just casting a spell. In this game here, characters actually have to sacrifice themselves to be able to call forth a summon.
Oh wow. But then that's why you have your backup.
Is this the power of
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Lassie?
So they really force you to think about Eidolons as kind of like a last resort almost.
Rob, please tell me what I read isn't true, that a character uses a flute as a weapon.
There is a girl that uses a flute. I haven't used her yet, but I imagine it has to do with ranged magic.
Every time I hear about flute in a video game, I always just think of that. You know what that's from?
That?
You know what that's from?
I don't.
I'm gonna see if the Twitch audience does. That was probably a terrible impersonation. If someone can tell me what that flute sound was from, I will send them 12 months gold personally to their Twitch handle. Legend of Zelda's right. Congrats, Bleed.
I was gonna say that.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, chocobo dinner.
I didn't think it was that easy.
Meow says do it again. No, that was a one-time thing. You're gonna have to watch the video recap. Maybe that'll make the cut. Bleed, quick on that one. Now, Bleed, did you have you had a disadvantage though because you get to hear the question 5 seconds prior to the
Yeah,
viewers.
I should be
So
disqualified.
who answered after you? Zombie Kitty. Congrats, Zombie.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, Zombie? Tell me what you want. 12 months gold or a $15 gift card. I'll send you either one to your Twitch inbox. Just let me know which one you want.
That was a close one.
Cool. So now we get our report card where you can see that by Square Enix's standards, I had a lot of room to improve. So you get graded on your playthrough time, how much Phantoma you harvest, which is again grabbed by holding down the right bumper on a defeated enemy and tapping your attack button. The amount of times that you were knocked down, for me it was once with Ace. And you get an overall mission grade, very similar to those of you who played Devil May Cry or are used to seeing those.
See, go back to the story when I was in college. That's what grades we got in our actual classes when we were playing Final Fantasy. And I believe it was 7.
That's fair.
But we got A's on the game. Shame on you, Rob.
Man. Cool. So we do get bounties that come through as well as a result of completing the mission. I got a Mega Elixir for doing well. So special bounties are little cool challenges that they put through that you can try to meet on your way to completing a mission. And if you fulfill them, you get some cool rewards like we're looking at right now. So I did mention that replay factor where you had to go and play through multiple times to get everything that's in here. This is one of those aspects to that. So defeating 30 enemies with Ace. I did get a bonus here for the Post-Bulletin Academia deck, which is his deck of cards that he uses.
Nice.
That will see us having a very bad Tuesday.
This sucks.
Hey, what's up, Ior53235? Welcome.
Who are you people? Those red cloaks.
No way.
Ninetail is down! Communication lost with Kunmi!
Impossible. What's going on out there?
The Vermilion Bird Crystal is fully restored. Magic readings in all sectors. Wait, point 68. A Lassie? A Vermilion Bird Lassie! I've lost contact with the 204th and 208th.
Get our men out of there. Attention all units in Dominion territory. Halt all military operations and withdraw at once.
Retreat! Retreat!
I am partial to the Final Fantasies where they just have the huge
code
swords.
991.
And there's like
And ridiculous hair.
yeah,
that defy physics.
I really
Sir,
I missed that part, but I can see this one's a little bit more
Come
kind
this
of
far just to be turned
modern.
back.
yeah, more modern, a little more realism feel.
Well,
Love the deck of cards though. I can't get over
6
how
hours
awesome
into
that
the
is.
operation.
Yeah, that's super cool. You'll like 15 then,
Rubrum's
because the main
Agitoka
character
deck class
Noctis
0
actually has a pretty
achieved
ridiculous
its
set of
objective.
swords that he uses
And
that
the
works
Dominion
together.
succeeded.
I love in
taking
cosplay
back
when you go
its
to like PAX
territory.
East or PAX Prime,
It was here
stuff like
that
that.
Class Zero
When the
made its
cosplay
first
characters
mark
grab
in the
swords and
pages
make
of
them just as
history.
big as they are. It's awesome.
Hey Rob, so Archerry with another good question. Are there specific conditions for ultimate weapons, special armor that need to be achieved? You talked about how having less characters gives you the ability to kind of get that extra magic find, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so once we get to the academy, I can actually show you guys the different rooms that are here. So, man, like this reminds me so much of Balam Garden from Final Fantasy VIII. It is definitely a military academy, and it has a bunch of cool rooms and stuff that you can go to. In terms of like the armory, where you can go and turn in special materials and things for upgraded weapon types and things like that. So if you find the right ingredients, you can turn them in for a pumped up weapon. We also have a sorcery room in the academy where you can go to learn new awesome spells by collecting and turning in ingredients and things like that. And lots of other cool things too that kind of give you that social side. You got like a bar they call the resting room, and a lounge and stuff too, where depending on which character you have as your active character, you might see different conversations that come across. So.
Hey, Crizzle Pope, you might want to try hitting refresh, or even close out your browser, or I hate to say it, even try Chrome to watch the stream. Everyone's saying that seems to be working a little better. Question from my city for myself and Rob. Have you ever guys cosplay, and if so, what characters? I have not, but I want to. Literally, the next event I go to, and obviously it's going to be Deadpool that I cosplay as. And then, Rob, you could cosplay as my trusty assistant.
Good do.
Computer, and so I think that would be perfect. How about yourself?
I've only done it once, just to try it out, because I thought it looked cool. I went to one of the conventions around here, ended up doing the main character from Final Fantasy VIII, but it was a hybrid cross between Squall from Final Fantasy VIII and like what would it have looked like if he had appeared in The World Ends With You, which is another Square Enix game, which is based around like pins and all sorts of cool cards and things like that. So it was kind of cool to be able to have that creative license to kind of change up a design a little bit, but only done it once. Don't know that I would really do it again just because it's so high maintenance.
That's awesome. I think Bleed actually cosplayed as Kirby back once a long time ago, which was pretty cool.
Kirby? Awesome. Giant pink bean.
Is that right? Or was it Toe Jam and Earl? I can't remember, Bleed.
Is that the best material you got?
Bing. You know what? I can only follow that up with.
Fearing an attack with a second Ultima bomb, the Kingdom of Concordia, home to the Azure Peristyllium, began defending the airspace over its territory and that of the Dominion of Rubrum.
All right, and that's going to be for a $25 gift card. Take it away, Clarissa.
Other nations. Concordia sought an immediate cessation of hostilities, but was rejected outright
wants to know if the game autosaves. This is a really good question because you get used to that nowadays, where games automatically save your progress, and the answer is no. The game does not autosave, so save often, even when you don't think you need to, because you never know.
Oh man, me and Meow are going to dress up as both Deadpool cosplay, and we're going to walk up to each other, and it's going to be like super awkward. It's like when a girl wears the same dress at prom. I don't know, it's going to be like a Deadpool off or something.
The consortium of 8.
All right, we're going to have to schedule which events we go to, Meow.
Several days debating how to recover their lost territory.
With our forces
so now where are we at in the story?
Do you really
so
believe
now
we can defeat
we've
the
had that
Empire
country that was getting
in a
invaded.
full-scale conflict?
Thanks to Class Zero,
We'll
we've
have to
successfully
abandon
restored
our
power
outer
to the Crystal,
territories
and
and
the
focus
Empire
on
was able to
defending the
push
capital
back on the
and
invading
retaking
army.
key
The
strategic
invading army
areas.
pulled out because with the full power of the Crystal, they had the likes of Bahamut kicking serious butt, so they didn't want to stick around on that one.
During this invasion.
So right now we are back at the academy where Class Zero is based out of, and these guys are debating what they need to do in terms of how to handle the situation with this empire that's encroaching on everybody.
Do you really think Alessi would accede to the wishes
Every
of
once
the
in a while, Bai
consortium?
puts out his funny comment, and he goes, one Deadpool black and blue, one Deadpool white and gold, referencing the dress. I know, that's terrible. Why are you bringing that up?
There's no way that it's
I got in so many heated arguments
could
about
refuse
that.
to aid us
It
in
worked.
this
I actually
situation.
looked at it,
And
and
if
I don't want to
the
bring that up
operated
during
by
a
that
plane
logic,
learn.
you might
But it worked.
actually
I
have
looked
a
at it,
point.
and I looked back.
Only the Vermilion
All right.
Bird Crystal
I'm done.
has the
Moving
power
on.
to direct the Lassie.
Where are we
I
at in
will
the story?
fight you if you
And
say
the wills
anything
or
other than what
wants
it is.
surrounding that do not a productive discussion make.
Might I offer a suggestion?
Now, who
I understand.
for the Agent
cadets who were
Zeros? Whose
involved
team
in
are
the
they on? Are they
liberation
on their
of
own
the
team?
capital
Have they been
were
hired by
unaffected by the
an
jamming
army? Are they representing a
managed to
specific
repel the White Tiger
region?
Sea.
Yeah, so the academy
Can we
is kind of
create
independent,
more
right? So they have
soldiers with the
cadets and
same
they have
magic
people that come in and they want to
technology
learn
used to
magic and they
create
want to
them?
learn the craft and stuff. They're not your traditional soldiers though. So Class 0, it's kind of alluded to them that. So this woman walking in on screen that you guys can see right now, in the purple and white with the green hair. This reference might be lost on some people, but in Halo, right, the Master Chief and the Spartan program, they're not just people in power armor.
Sorry, I'm late.
The Spartans themselves have been genetically modified and kind of almost like created so heavily that you might as well say they were created by Dr. Halsey, which is the scientist responsible for building them, right?
Okay.
It's very heavily alluded to in this game at the beginning because everyone from Class
Dr.
0 calls
Alicia,
this woman mother.
have you learned anything
and
about
basically
the
she
crystal
refers to them as her
jammer?
children, and
Very
she
little,
makes
I'm
several
afraid.
passes
I can say
indicating
with
that Type
certainty,
0
though,
is
that no
definitely
human
more
could
special than
operate
just
the
an
jammer.
elite class.
It would
They
take
have
a
something
l'Cie.
fundamentally on like the genetic level.
However,
that
my
puts them apart
scanners
from
haven't
humans.
detected
Okay,
any major
cool.
disruptions since Lorica's little disappearing act.
So to answer your
Based
question
on
though,
the
it's
data,
kind of
I believe
it's kind of
that
foggy at the
something
beginning as to
has
who
happened
exactly
to the
they.
l'Cie.
Okay.
I
And the
feel like they're
jammer
pretty
is
independent,
inoperable.
kind of like
Even if that's
Seed from.
do you
from
have an
Eight.
actual plan to get us out of this current mess?
Just deploy the cadets. I believe that is the best way to turn the tide of battle without compromising our defenses.
What year are we in? Do they say? I know they had the timestamps on there, but I missed it.
Undeniably,
So they keep their own
the Agito
calendar in
cadets
this
would
game,
make
so it's
for
not
a
anything that we
potent
could
implement
like
of war,
look at and say
but
medieval or
would it
sci-fi or
not
anything
be
like
seen
that.
as an
Okay.
It's their own
expansion of the
calendar,
role
yeah.
of those defending the peristelium?
It's 871 some calendar that they keep.
If the l'Cie won't help us, what choice do we have?
Very well. Shall we defer to the
Yeah, the
Chancellor's
lip
judgment?
syncing can be a little bit weird in this one when you go from the
Dominion's
Japanese
very
lip syncing to the
existence is
English
in
dub.
peril.
It's
Each
kind
of
of
us
funny.
will be put
My
to
favorite is when
trial.
you see characters that are talking
Even
and
the
their mouth
Agito
starts moving and
cadets.
nothing comes out until like 10 seconds
If
into their
Rubrum
speech.
is at stake,
Well, we're also on 3
they would
second sound
welcome
delay.
those challenges.
Oh, I know, but even
I
like
was-
on the main game though, like you still see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's funny.
Hey Rob, did they add any new characters
Very
with
well, then.
this version compared to
Shall we
what was
make it
released in
official?
2011?
No, not to my knowledge. This is the full uncut version of the Final Fantasy Agito 13 that released in Japan. Cool. So welcome to the Academy. This is your base of operations for all things that are not story-based missions here. Basically, you show up here and there's a bunch of different rooms and stuff you can run into. Like I touched on earlier, the resting room, the sorcery room, the armory, all different places you can go to do things when you're not on active missions. And each of these things that you do, whether it's interacting with people that have exclamation marks above their heads, or partaking in side missions, takes up a certain amount of time out of your allotted time in between missions. Very similar to how like a military establishment would work. You do have Moogles that act as your administration, kind of like your guides as well as teachers and things like that. So you can stop and ask them for help. What's nice is even though this whole academy is massive, you have a portal that opens up in the center. You're looking at it right now. That turns red in a little bit, and it actually gives you fast travel to all the different rooms I just mentioned.
Okay, nice.
So you have a quick point of access. So
This is what my high school looked like, actually.
I believe it.
Not even close.
Cool. So yeah, so this is probably a good point. So if you press the pause menu and we bring this up, you'll have your information here, which shows off like total play time, what difficulty you're currently set to, because remember, you can change that if it's too hard or too easy. We can also keep track of Gil, which is your Final Fantasy currency. But over on the right-hand side, Type 0 kind of has an interesting map, whereas most things have like an active mini-map that shows you where you are in relation to actual points on the map. What this does in the Academy is it sections off each and every room as a square, and shows you by that blue arrow where exactly on this grand scheme of things that you are.
Right.
Because remember, these rooms are isolated by sections. It's not a true open world game, right?
Right.
So if you're ever confused on where to go, you can press the start button and look for that glowing orange icon that's pulsing. That is your destination on where you want to go. So I can tell from this map here that if I were to go to my left and keep going all the way straight down, I'd get to where I need to go.
Oh, really good stuff.
And you also have your inventory system here as well. We can keep track of the Phantomas that we have gathered through all of our missions. Those are there so that when you go into your sorcery rooms and your armories and stuff, you can see how much you've added up. You can also come in here and set your items. So when you're in combat, if you press, I believe it's down on your D-pad, you'll use whatever item you have equipped. You can only have one set at a time, so this is where you would go to change it if you need to. And then, of course, there's also your active squad. We talked through that earlier. All your preferences are here in terms of volume and things like that. And if you ever get confused or you get halfway through the game and you realize, hey, I totally forgot how to lock on and harvest Phantasma, you can actually look here, and there's a How to Play tab that actually tells you all of your controls pretty quickly. So I'll take a left and go to our classroom.
No, Beta Chris, my high school actually looked like a Greyhound bus station because we were the Lincoln Park Academy Greyhounds, and when I first went there, that's where I thought I was going. I was like, why is our school next to a bus station?
Lincoln Park Academy, huh?
True story. Yeah.
Man.
Hey, Raiden had a good question. Is there any achievements that revolve around difficulty? So, to answer that question, there's 49 achievements in the game for 1,000 gamer score, and there is a perfect marks achievement for earning an S rank on a mission.
Cool.
So, good question. Rob just asked, do you guys want to see the demo of Final Fantasy 15? We've got about 30 minutes left. We can show a little bit more about this, but it was cool. We got to show a little bit of the battle scene. We got to show the school. We got to show this tutorial, talk about the characters and stuff. I'm going to let the viewers decide. Do you want us to hop over to the demo of Final Fantasy 15 and check it out? Or do you want to see this game a little bit longer and then maybe like the last 10, 15? We'll wait for you guys to answer. First 5 answers is what we'll do. Alright, there's 1, 2. 2 for demo. 3 for demo. 4 for demo. Alright, demo wins.
Oh, wow.
Demo
By
wins.
a long shot.
Hands down.
Awesome.
Yeah, very few times do I ever burst out laughing spontaneously. Usually,
Commanding officer?
Usually, it's,
yes. As of this moment, you are under my command.
That's the
The authorization came directly from Arch Sorceress Horatia Alracia. From Mother?
Oh,
Hey.
Dupe Wheel.
Take
That's
a
right.
hike, yo. We only take orders from Mother. Got it?
Take a hike.
You're not wanted here, yo.
Your crystal cannot protect you.
Alright, so that's for 12 months gold. Zach Tooley, thanks again for providing a great Dupe Wheel. That's going to be for 12 months gold. Take it away, Clarissa. And we are doing a Borderlands Play and Learn next week, guys, on the Handsome Collection. And Daniel, who you guys know from Evolve, is going to be joining us back on the sticks for that one. Super excited for that one.
I hope he rides his, brings the butt stallion with him in here.
Yeah, it's
Not for long.
That'd be great.
He said it was Mother's decision. Are you saying you won't follow
All
Mother's
right.
orders?
So you think now?
Yeah, we'll
Go ahead
switch
and
it
pop
over.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
So that was Type 0.
Satisfied? Good. Henceforth,
All right, I'm kind
you
of
will
excited
execute
too
Dominion
because I spent
missions
all my
under my
time last
command.
night in Type 0. Did not get a chance to load up 15, so this will be a first for me as well. Let's do it.
Yeah, next week's going to be awesome. And usually Daniel McConnell always comes with free game codes in hand.
Oh, man.
Most of the time, yeah.
I'm going to have to sneak my way over in here.
That's right. Well, just be sure to bring your laptop and have Twitch up.
There you go. Oh, man. The anticipation.
Congrats, or 53235.
Or Eeyore.
Maybe it could be Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
cool. So in the demo, you do have the opportunity to choose between Japanese and English voiceovers. Just a heads up.
Even home cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema.
It's pretty impressive for a demo.
Am I saying that right?
All right.
It is Winnie the Pooh. Nice.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
New game. Here we go.
Who's talented enough to draw these types of these pictures? That's what I want to know. Like, the artwork is just amazing on Final Fantasy games. Hey, what's up, K-Dude? Welcome. Yeah, the violin. At least when it's loading, it gives you a nice little soundtrack to listen to.
This is I think this is probably the biggest hype I've had for a Final Fantasy game. I've kind of tried to keep it under control because 13 wasn't my favorite, and that was when I was stoked for one too. But the fact that this game has Tetsuya Nomura that worked on it, and the Kingdom Hearts team with Team Jupiter, and Katase as well from Final Fantasy X. It just has all the big heavy hitter all stars that Square Enix has been known for on their best games.
Have you played the demo yet?
This is my first time.
Oh, that's why you're so excited to hop
Stoked.
over on this demo. Okay,
Absolutely,
all
let's
right.
do it.
I wonder what brand of hair gel all these guys use.
As you can see, it's like a night and day between a port and something made from the ground up for the system.
Man, I hope the graphics come through on your guys' end, because it is sick. Yeah, this game's already looking epic.
That one guy kind of looks like Cloud after a really long night. Just saying.
Are we not getting
If only
their,
somebody hadn't wrecked the car. God, unbelievable.
Oh, I would hate to be that guy. Oh, come on, don't be that way. You know I didn't mean to do it.
Of course not. Sabotage is far beyond you.
This must be like The Hangover.
Mm-hmm.
It's futile.
Rise and shine, princess.
Tremors. Now you did it.
Just call me Titan.
Morning there, buddy.
Eyes open.
And he's up.
This game looks awesome, but for whatever reason, that character reminded me of Chris Angel. I don't know why.
So something to note too.
Not
so as
technically
good as it
having
looks,
our automobile repaired and
this
heading
is
to
still very
Corsus then?
heavily a work in progress. So
No turning back now, Your Highness.
final version.
Gotta pay his enormousness a visit.
Yeah. Wonder what it's like outside. Wow! Couldn't ask for better weather.
Ah, good day for walking. Aren't we lucky?
Again, guys, we are now actually showing Final Fantasy 15, the demo. We have stepped away from Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. If you buy this game digitally, you said usually day one, but sometimes it gets extended, but you can get the demo. Correct?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Mesmerized. Yeah, absolutely. So if you go and you purchase it on the Xbox One store right now, does still come bundled with the
We're
15
well
demo.
short of the amount due, I'm afraid.
We need to think bigger, like behemoth big.
Hunting down its horns could get us the money, if it doesn't get us killed.
Wouldn't worry. We're as good as dead without the car anyway. Might already be a lost cause.
Hey, if Cindy says she can fix it, that's good enough for me.
And since she's gone to all the trouble of servicing it nearby, we need
Yeah,
only
Bleed,
concern
this is a
ourselves
really
with
cool
one
world.
thing and one thing alone.
The money. Simple enough. We hawk whatever we hunt till we come up with
Is
the
that guy
cash,
using
then
something
fetch
about
the
Mary
car.
hair gel? Like, how does he get like 8 inches of verticality?
Okay, gonna say. Why can't I move?
Bibs work as well, Eeyore.
Knocked. What do you say we check this out?
What? Nice.
So again, this is the first time Rob's actually played through the demo.
Hey,
So
take a look.
we're gonna be learning together
what
on
do you
this
make
one.
of this, Knocked?
Oh hey, that would give us the money we need.
Hold up a sec. Huh?
There's the sword.
There,
You know
I was
what?
gonna
That's
say.
so excited. Clarissa, please give away an
I'm
Xbox
going all out.
$25 gift
Just
card
don't get
for
too
the
carried
Lucky
away.
Rack winner.
She'll want to talk.
Outstanding, Highness.
Cool, so for defending actually, you guys can probably already read along. Pulling down the left bumper puts you into defense mode. You can use to defend.
Whoa!
Looks
Look
like
at
the
this
settings of the
guy.
music went back up a little bit too. Let us know if you guys can hear okay. Yeah, that sword is really cool, Misty Reach. If I do cosplay as Deadpool, I'm just gonna make a Final Fantasy sword to go with it. Hey, Raiden Striker, congrats. And coincidentally enough, Raiden Striker is a new game master for our community channel, and he's going to be doing Halo Master Chief Collection every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And I think he's doing his first one tomorrow, if that's correct. Congrats, Raiden, on getting through the onboarding program, and can't wait to see your streams on the community channel. Yeah, so they're saying the music's a little louder than I can hear it from.
Cool, so this kind of So I'm assuming everyone's kind of following along with this. It kind of has kind of like a, almost like an Advent Children kind of gameplay style to it. You can warp around and jump past people and go up to ridiculous heights and defy logic.
just kind of like a tutorial right now to get you familiar with the controls and everything. And again, guys, this is actually Final Fantasy 15 you're looking at right now. This is not Type 0. Just to call out, we are playing the demo that comes with Final Fantasy Type 0 if you purchase today. Alright, so we'll crank up the volume on the voice mics. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get into settings and lower down the game volume, seeing this is a demo. Maybe this is a lost cause and we go back to Type 0. They say they can't hear us at all.
The problem is there's like so much sound.
Yeah, let's just head back to Type 0. At least they got to get a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to show how quickly you can switch back and forth between
it's kind of cool. So so as you guys probably saw, so Noctis actually summons weapons into his hand as he goes in and strikes with them. So based on the different abilities and things that we had there, like he was using a sword, but I was able to go and select the jump ability, which is usually from a lancer's point of view, and he was able to quickly summon a lance and jump up into the air and come down with it. So pretty cool combat system there.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's a beautiful game too.
Mm-hmm.
They have a launch date on that one?
TBD.
TBD.
Yeah,
they're going off that Final Fantasy calendar again, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've stated about 4 different times. Like, they've said, oh, it's this percentage complete, and they keep expanding the scope of the game. And it was funny because at one point they were like, oh, it's like 90% there, and then they changed gears and they came back like 4 months later and was like, oh, it's like 75%.
Zeb wins the award for making me laugh out loud. Spontaneous. He goes, your voice didn't stand a chance versus the volume of hair. Well said, well played. Congrats.
It was an awesome pun too.
Yeah, that's what made me laugh. It was perfect.
Becomes their faith and society.
I think, Clarissa, 2 more racks we have to give away, right? 1 more 12-month gold and 1 more $25 gift card. Is that correct?
Wings of fire to lift the heart.
In this time.
Oh yeah, and someone also asked on one of the chats earlier, they asked if you could go through and replay missions. The answer is yes, and you can actually access them from this menu.
To get a better grade than, I don't know, a C?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I guess so.
I love the ending of that dupe, Zach Tooley, that you put on there. Alright, so that's going to be for 12 months gold, and we'll save that $25 gift card for our last one of the night.
You know what? We've shown the missions and stuff. Since we're getting down there, let me go out and see if it'll let me show you guys the world map. Seems like it would be kind of a cool thing. There seemed to be pretty much a good amount of interest in what that looks like, so let's see what we got. Boo. Okay. I hate that.
Oh, instructors.
You know, excuse me, you haven't done what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, don't forget, next week, same time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, and we are going to be doing Borderlands, which I am super pumped on. And I believe, hopefully, we can do some co-op on that. And so if you will have Borderlands, be sure to come in tailgating. Let us know your gamer tags, and we will get you guys on the stream to play with Daniel McConnell. Yeah.
Cool.
I think after the play and learn, we'll have to head over to the community channel and get some co-op split screen action in too.
We've already seen this, so I'm gonna skip it.
Congrats, Lobo Grande.
Not for long.
He said it was Mother.
Cool. So as you guys can see down in the bottom right hand corner, I have a timed mission, which is, it says 6 hours. So the way this game works, like I mentioned before, is certain actions take away from that bank of time. I just want to make a point here that it's not an active 6 hours. It is constantly counting down as you go. Certain actions cost a certain amount of time to be able to do. So if you go on like a side mission or you decide to help a character out, it might take like 2 hours out of that budget just right off the top when you finish it.
Right.
So then you'll have another 4 hours that you could go and do things before you start a mission. And then in between each mission that you do, you get another 12 hours to go and do whatever you want to do.
Kubal.
Which again adds to the
Starting
replayability
today,
because you might
I'll
not
be
see everything
relaying
the first
mission
time through.
information
So
and instructions from the Dominion.
very, very reminiscent of like the
I am the
Persona
military
series where you have so
operation
much time to do
organization.
things.
Right, I like
and
that's
statistics
pretty cool.
Moogle for short, Kubal. Some prefer to call me the military operation guide, or MOG, Kubal.
What's the over/under on how many
You can call
times
me whatever you
in the
want.
Twitch chat and how many
hope to be
times
of
I
service,
say next
Kubal.
week, I'm dancing, I'm dancing.
How about...
What would that over/under be? I guarantee we
I don't
see it.
know.
Moglin!
There better be some unslowblobs in there too, though.
And then how many? What's the over/under and how many times Stray posts the claptrap
I do have a
icon in the
proper
Twitch
name,
chat?
Kubal.
Which go ahead and do it for us, Stray.
What is it? Atskamine lotayosna iriporchi, Kubal. That's too hard.
I'm gonna kick the door in and play and learn next week. I got one of those limited edition Gearbox T-shirts that has the claptrap, and he's wearing like a sheriff's hat, and he's got a little 6-shooter that he's pointing out at.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to get in here.
Claptrap's got to be the best sidekick ever,
I agree.
all time.
Shameless plug: if you own Dance Central Spotlight, you can play as Claptrap as a playable character as a DLC item for that game if anybody owns it and they want to play it.
We're gonna have to say that. Let everyone know that one next week as well.
Pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and certain elements of this game too, you have to play as certain characters to be able to go out and see things. So for example, there's an event where I need to be playing as one of those 2 protagonists that we rescued in order to get through the gate over here, which is kind of cool. Another cool thing about Type 0 is in the universe of the game, everyone has these, they call them remembrance tags. We would call them dog tags. And in the world of this, being that it's this magical world, when a character dies in the universe of Type 0, the crystal wipes all memories of that person from everybody's memories. So if you die in the game, no one remembers you even existed.
Really?
Yeah,
because we are unable to retain memories of those who die before us.
And that's what they're talking about right
But
now.
I heard that the crystal removes our memories to help us.
So it's like Men in Black with the
yeah.
That's
why the device.
It just happens to be that way.
Zombie, I love that. Stairs, I hate stairs. You know what? And I relate with Claptrap. Yeah, I hate stairs. Especially the going up part of stairs.
Then that name is
going down, man. Not so much. That's
as
all right.
the name of someone who died for the Vermilion Bird. I always make sure to write down the names of everyone that I meet or go out on a mission with. Then after a mission, I check to see if there are any names I don't recognize. If there are names there that I don't remember, then I come here and look for the people I once knew. But I still can't remember them.
I'm gonna head out there now and see if it'll let us.
What is that, Gabo? Everyone's ready for the Borderlands playing. Like, yeah, the tongue-in-cheek was the one thing I hate about Borderlands. I played with my roommate, and that he would go and grab all the good weapons every time it lands, because you can't get your own loot system. Like you have to just race for it. And so we would and it would become a war where we both just start stealing and grabbing from each other like that. And so one of us would always have a horde of the best weapons.
Oh man.
And somehow he always would get them. I'm like, dude, stop. No, it didn't work. He didn't listen. Still grabbed them. You used to get your favorite weapons in that game, though, that you just loved, that you would never give up. One of mine was a sniper with the fire equipped. It was just...
Were you guys playing as the same character or something?
No, it was co-op. I forget what class I was. I think I was probably like the sniper class.
But generally, like, there's different weapons that are better for certain classes.
Oh, yeah, I know. But he would still... Yeah, no, he would still... The only time he'd give me stuff, but you could sell off some of that stuff, too, and for your own money and stuff. And it'd be like, oh, yeah, I'd give this for Hunter, and then he'd go sell it. Terrible co-op player.
Well, I can for certain we won't be doing that on the community channel. So if you want to come and get some good loot, regardless of who it drops for.
Alright, hopefully we can see the world map here.
I tried.
Still no.
You gotta do the first mission with the Academy once you get back to open up the world map. But trust me when I say, if you've played Final Fantasy VII, it is exactly like that. And if you raise your chocobos, you can actually use them on the world map to get around quicker.
Oh, nice. Really cool.
And quick tidbit, go to the Chocobo Ranch before you leave. The trainer there will end up giving you, I believe it's 10 chocobo tokens that you can use to summon chocobos. So, good stuff.
Well...
Your crystal cannot protect you.
And that is for our $25 Xbox gift card. That is our last rack of the night. We've got 4 more minutes. I guess we can just stare at this screen and listen to the soundtrack.
We could.
Or we could just close it out with our thank yous. Rob, thank you so much for coming by again and hopping on the sticks and showing off Final Fantasy Type 0, as well as a little bit of the Final Fantasy 15 demo. I think you provided a lot of great content and information on the game. I hope that it helped all of our viewers to get a better feel for Final Fantasy Type 0. Bleed, thanks for hopping on as always. Clarissa, thank you so much for filling in for Nathan. He should be back next week for handing out all the racks. As always, thank you guys for coming back. Be sure to tell all your friends and your colleagues and everybody about the Play and Learns. We try to do them every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love having you guys. You guys are the best. You're such an awesome audience. Really cool stuff. And who won? Final rack. Toledo. Congratulations. Next week, we should be having some free game codes going out for Borderlands. Usually Daniel McConnell always comes through on those. Guys, you're awesome. Check out the community channel tonight. I believe Sheroy is going to be doing some... I'm drawing a mind blank.
Battlefield Hardlines.
Battlefield Hardlines. And I actually got a code from the publisher to hand out on there, so I will hop on once that stream starts. I'll ask some type of question. Whoever gets the answer right first, you are going to win the game for free. But that is over on our community channel, which is www.twitch.tv/expertzone_community. That's right, Sheroy Jenkins. Guys, have a great night. Thank you for stopping by, and happy gaming.